Before the break, I talked to you about the current labor union movement in America and the outsized impact it could have in the upcoming presidential election. For more on this, I'm joined by Lindsay Doherty. She's the vice president of the Western region of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. She's also the director of the Teamsters Motion Picture Division. Lindsay's responsible for negotiating all contracts with the major studios and term agreements in television and feature films. She's not a member of the Writers Guild of America or the Screen Actors Guild or the United Auto Workers unions, all of which are on strike. But you are famous amongst those groups because you went out to the WGA to support their strike. You believe that this is a movement of which you all workers are a part.
Yes, most definitely. And thank you for having me. I mean, we're seeing a time where workers are fighting just to have a sustainable living wage in the cities that they have their families and would like to grow in. So we're standing amongst all union members and all workers right now because we're at a point in time where it's just not enough. The pay disparity between the rich and the poor is the greatest it's ever been. And it's harder for people just to have the ability to simply exist.
Well, this is interesting because your union avoided a strike, came to a negotiation. But I remember speaking to your union president, Teamsters president, who said, when I said, if UPS had to shut down because of a strike, the effect on GDP would be significant. And in our economy, that might mean the difference between a recession and not a recession. And he said, it's the way it is. We have to get the wages we have to get. That can't be the way we think about things. We're always asked, meaning union workers are always asked to give up when times are tough. Now it's time to give back.
That's exactly true. We always hear from the employers about the economic headwinds they have and the technological changes that impact their industry or their companies. And they should be smart enough to know that there are going to be changes, but they cannot expect that workers are going to be the brunt of that every single time. We have to get ours. It's due time for all workers in the United States and the world to get what is theirs, which is it's simply asking for enough to provide for their families, to put food on the table, and God forbid, maybe even go to college, but just to live in this world is all that workers are asking for.
You are an executive of one of the most important unions in the history of this country, the Teamsters. You're the vice president of the Western region there. I want to ask you about something that the presidential candidate Tim Scott said, I believe it was yesterday, it might have been the day before, but he talked about unions and he was invoking Ronald Reagan, which is really sort of the beginning of the all-out attack on unions in 1981. Listen to what Tim Scott just had to say.
Ronald Reagan gave us a great example when federal employees decided they were going to strike. He said, you strike, you're fired. Simple concept to me. To the extent that we could use that once again, absolutely.
By the way, that was Monday. Lindsay Doherty, that's not legal, what he said. You strike, you're fired. You're not actually allowed to say that. I suppose you're allowed to say it, but that's not true. You can't tell your workers you're fired if you strike.
Yeah, that's definitely not somebody I would want to be president that doesn't understand law and doesn't understand workers or what's happening in this country. And look, Ronald Reagan was a union member. Ronald Reagan did take SAG-AFTRA on strike many years ago. So he should probably understand history before he runs his mouth about what the working people should be doing in this country.
One of the things...
to any politician.
Yeah, right. That's a good point. We can just run that clip for kind of anything that's happening in the news. One of the things that UAW or that Teamsters did with UPS and that UAW is doing with the automakers is they're asking for what some people think are outsized increases. And the average American might say, I got, 3% raise or 4% raise last year or no raise. How come these guys are asking for 30% plus or 40%? And the logic here is, you seem to manage that quite effectively for your CEOs and your senior executives. And by the way, stockholders who've been making lots and lots of money. Tell me about this tactic, the idea that why don't you give us the same raises you give the bosses?
Well, yeah, because it's happens all the time. But when you say 40% increases for somebody that's making maybe $30 an hour, that's not as great as somebody that's making $10 million a year. So really, when you say 40% increases, let's look at how much people are actually making in the United States. And I'm talking about blue collar workers. It's not enough to survive. Just in Southern California and Los Angeles alone, somebody needs to make $38.58 to not be rent burden in Los Angeles. And that's ridiculous because most workers every day are not making that, even workers that are part of unions. And it's just ridiculous that we've gotten to this point where the wage gap is the greatest it's ever been. And it shouldn't be okay for CEOs to continuously get these sizable increases, because I got to say, dealing with some of these employers, they have failed to the top, and they are not the smartest, and they should never be compensated for work that, it's not any better than what our members are doing or working people are doing.
Although Mary Barra at GM said, for however many millions of dollars she made, she said, no, my salary is just $2 million. The rest of that was performance bonus.
Just $2 million. What does that mean for working people? That's a lot of money. So just $2 million, you're out of touch if you're saying that.
Let me talk about tone and tenor. Sean Fain, the UAW, said, I'm paraphrasing now, but he said, the next time somebody tells me, make a deal, get back to work, and live to fight another day, I'm going to punch him in the face. Because he said, this is the day. This is when we actually have to do these things. I don't know if that's exactly what he said, but the tone and tenor, including from you guys at the Teamsters, was, no, this is what we're doing. And if it results in a strike, it results in a strike. But we need to solve this problem for workers. And you got a hell of a victory in that negotiation.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially saying, take your beating now, take it on the chin, and then later on, we're going to continue to beat you, and then, just kick the can down the road. I mean, we have to stick up for ourselves. We have to stick up for working people, for our members, because this fight is never going to end. We're going to have to continuously battle them. But look, enough is enough at some point. Again, families need to be fed. Children need to go to school, and working people need to be able to survive in this country. We're not going to take it anymore. Is simply what it is.